All right. So, welcome everyone to our first Dysfunctional Beardos podcast. So, we're going to give this a try. Might be rough, might be great. We don't know. We'll give it a spin. So,
Mhm.
I am in Vegas at the Monte Cristo Cigar Lounge in Caesar's Palace. A beautiful place. You wouldn't believe it, but it's really noisy in here with a basketball game on. But it's a pretty full hopping place. I'm smoking a My Father. Not exactly sure which one this one is. I should have done my homework a little better, but
That,
I
that
will.
that that was kind of blurry. Back it up a little bit so we can see it.
There we
There
go.
you
Better.
go. Yeah,
There we
yeah. There
go.
you go.
I'm going to sign a check here. So my name is the chief, and I'm going to turn it over to the sheriff. Thank you. And we'll begin. So what are you smoking today? Oh, I
All
also
right.
have I have Michter's. I have a Michter's Rare
Mhm.
single barrel. So
All
awesome.
right. So,
Go ahead, Ken. And what are you smoking today, sir? And who are you, by the way?
like I said, folks call me the sheriff, um, and I am in downtown Woodland Park, Colorado, at a private cigar lounge known as Tooth and Bear. It's a little lounge, members only. We have a small humidor that's open to the public, but to get into the back to the lounge, you have to be a member. And what I am smoking today is, I hope you can see that, is a Rude Boy, an original Rude Boy. This is a foundation cigar, part of the Upsetters line. It's a 6x60, and I got it paired with a Weller's Antique 107.
Nice. I'm really jealous. That's a good one.
Yep.
So definitely. So basically, the vibe of our podcast is, we're talk about our history in the military, talk about freedom, cigars, bourbon, jeeps, anything that comes to mind. So we're gonna kind of play it pretty easy and go through. So I did 31 years in the Air Force, Air National Guard. Retired as a Command Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force. I'm still working about another 420 days before I fully retire. I live in Arizona, and I frequent Nevada and other places like every other week. So I'm everywhere. And Kevin, how long did you spend in the Air Force?
So
Sorry, Sheriff.
I did two enlistments for a total of 10 years, and then got stop lost for an additional year during the first Gulf War. So I didn't retire. I got out after 11 years and eventually stumbled my way into municipal law enforcement down in and around the San Antonio, Texas area. And spent so much time with one department, I wound up the chief of police. And folks started calling me the sheriff. So actually, they didn't confuse me with you, chief. So,
That's
but
funny. He was a chief, so was I. But if you look
mhm,
at this, if you look at his MO, he definitely looks like a sheriff to me. So we started calling him
so,
sheriff. So
yeah.
it's just pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
although I never did actually work for a sheriff's office, it was just a city police department.
yeah, it's a good nickname though. Could be
Mhm.
worse.
Yep, could be worse.
Yeah. So it's funny. My first day as a cop in the Air Force, I got my uniform all done. Got a little lost getting to where we have guard mount because we had never been there before. I walk in. It's a big hangar. The door closes behind me. 5'2", 115 pounds. I walk in. The door slams behind me. Everybody, 100-man flight. Everybody turns and looks at me and dead silence for a bit. And all of a sudden said, "Hey, who brought their kid to work?" I think Kevin, you probably remember that,
I do. I was standing in the crowd, man. So
huh?
I
In
shouldn't
the
say
tall
crowd, it
person
was a
area.
formation, but yeah, I remember that night, and there was a bunch of laughs that evening, and the laughs have continued to haunt you for the last 40 years. So,
So the sheriff and I have known each other for 43 years now. 43.
yeah,
So
something like
yeah.
that. So,
So quite a jaunt journey. We lost touch for probably 10 or 12 years or so, but
yep,
we are all back together. We've done reunions at our old unit in South Dakota, and we're planning another one here in September.
yep.
So Kevin, your first day on post or on duty? Any
Well,
funny story there?
well, you see, it's been so long, and I'm so old, I don't actually remember Other than when I walked in, I got kind of the complete opposite because where you're, what, 4'1"? No, something
Pretty
like that.
close. 5'2"
Okay,
back then, 5'5" now.
yeah. So I'm 6'7". That's in my bare feet. You put the hat and boots on, I'm closer to 7 foot. So I'm the complete opposite of you. And a lot of folks I remember didn't quite know how to take me. Um, Although I think I'm a nice guy, a lot of people get really intimidated at my size. So,
Yeah, yeah. We were on an art, it was an alarm response team, wasn't it?
an alarm
Um,
response team.
called called Whiskey Five several times. I was the M60 gunner, and the sheriff here was my lead and my assistant gunner because the M60 you had to change the barrels out depending on the rate of fire. So
Hmm.
we had to pack a 27-pound weapon, 27-pound ammo can, and he had another ammo can and a barrel and his weapon to go with us. They stuck us in a small Mitsubishi pickup, which is kind of comical because it fits me fine. I'm comfortable, but the sheriff
Yeah.
here, 6'7", we couldn't put the weapons inside the truck. So if it rained, we had to figure out an alternative. Luckily, I don't think it ever rained while we were on post together, did it?
No, no, no. The,
Yeah.
the, the, the fun thing about that is they never supplied us with any type of weapons rack. So that M60 machine gun and my M16 just kind of rolled around in the back of the pickup truck the whole time we were on post together.
We had Vietnam era M16s, and the M60 has been replaced by the M249 SAW, as well as the 16s have been replaced by the M4,
So
as,
yeah,
as well as the handgun.
a lot of the equipment we used was Vietnam era. Because you got
Yeah,
to remember, man, we did that time back in the early '80s. So
yeah. We had Vietnam veterans in our unit. I think
yep,
B was and a few others. They were
carry
all
on.
starting to slowly retire. Terry Long, which we'll see hopefully in September.
Yep, yep.
So then our other counterpart in the Beardos, name is the Colonel. He is recovering from medical treatment right now. He's hopefully we're going to convince him to come back, and you'll
Hmm.
like him. He looks like Colonel Sanders. That's why we call him the Colonel. So
Yep.
again, like I said, I have a Michter's and I have my father's cigar. My favorite cigar is the Padron and the Blackened M82, I think it's called. That's the
Hmm.
collaboration between Metallica and Drew Estates.
And if I was going to pick one favorite cigar, it's going to be one of those done up by Steve Saka, Saka Khan. I really enjoy those, and those are always my go-to cigars when they're available. But up here in central Colorado, they're hard to get, and the lounge that I'm a member of, the owner Jake does his best to keep them in stock, but it doesn't always happen. That'd be
Yeah,
my favorite, and then
yeah.
I'd have to follow that up with a original Rude Boy.
So this is the Cigar Lounge. My wife was the one who turned me on to this. We were in Vegas. She goes, I walked by a cigar lounge. I want to try it. So we came in and had a bourbon and a cigar. And yeah, my wife will actually smoke a cigar on occasion. Requires a little bit of alcohol, but she'll do it. So, but yes, she'll partake occasionally, not all the time. You know, some of the things that I learned in the military was really discipline. I needed structure. I didn't have that. I was kind of a latchkey kid growing up. So after I hit about 12, my father worked afternoons. My mom went to nursing school, so she was gone a lot. So kind of self-raised myself. But with that comes some challenges with structure, and that's what the military gave me. I wanted to be independent and be free, but the military wasn't the freedom I expected. You're controlled, just like kind of like your parents are your flight chief,
Mm-hmm.
and you will show up when they tell you,
Yeah.
like it or not. So kind of funny. What did the military teach you, Kev?
Well,
There.
it's kind of, sort of along the same lines. I came from a family that was very, let's say, dysfunctional, long before anybody coined the term a dysfunctional family. You know, my parents did the best with what they had, but there was, like I said, no structure, and the whole discipline and everything that I learned on how to just be a man, I got from the military. And that just after I got out of the military, that just continued through the only two other jobs I had after the military.
I got out of the service out of the active duty in '92 and joined that guard. Kind of missed it, and kind of like that camaraderie you get. The military is a community. It's also kind of a family in a way. Again, like the sheriff and I and the colonel, we've known each other for 43 years, and we get together when we can. We did a spaghetti fundraiser for one of our friends. We have done, what, 3 or 4 reunions now in South Dakota, full base tour. We're going to be in the middle of Black Hills this time. I'm really excited about being in the cabins where we can hang out and sit back and relax and do a campfire, maybe some cornhole, that kind of thing,
Yeah, just sit around and swap the same old stories we've been swapping for the last 40 years.
Yep, exactly. And we'll have some new faces there that we haven't seen in a while, so that'd be nice too.
Yeah.
We've got to get Bruce and Eddie B from Rapid City to show up this time.
Yeah.
They live right there. We got to grab them. So being a security forces, a security policeman in the Air Force in South Dakota brought new challenges that I had never seen before. Like, for example, I'm from Michigan. I know cold, but I didn't know cold, like South Dakota cold. And I didn't understand the strength and power of a hailstorm, where baseball, softball-sized hail coming down and just destroying everything around you. Pretty daunting at times. And then only that, you get the snow, 37 inches in 36 hours. That's cartoon snow in South Dakota. And first big blizzard, I was stuck at work. I think, were you stuck at work that day too?
I was.
I was in a truck, and about 40 feet from me was a KC-135. We just got the R engines, I think, back then, maybe, and it was stadium lit on alert, and that plane literally disappeared in the snow. I couldn't see it. So I did about 3.5 years as a security policeman, security forces, and then I moved into emergency management. So. Which is cool. It's very related to security forces, very related to fire and emergency services, because natural disasters happen, enemy attacks happen, aircraft accidents happen. All those things is what I planned and led the incident command for in my units in Virginia and Hawaii. So your lounge is really nice. I like your lounge. Tooth and Bear, right? Tooth and Bear?
Tooth and Bear, yeah.
It's a beautiful place, 2 stories. When I get back to Phoenix, we'll do another one of these. I'll go to my cigar lounge local. I just found it about 2 months ago, and it's fantastic. It's very similar to Tooth and Bear. They do the same thing. They have it's not a membership, but they really use that as a lounge to, they manufacture cigars and cigar labels for events like weddings and ceremonies, stuff like that. In fact, I think I got commitment where we're going to have cigars made for our reunion. So you'll have to help me pick out the logo, Sheriff, when we get a chance here. I'll bring in the colonel too.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
The neat thing I like about this lounge is, downstairs is the humidor. And there's a bar. Now, with Colorado law, they're not allowed to sell alcohol. Here, you can either have what they call a tobacco for consumption license or an alcohol for consumption license, but you can't have both. So the bar downstairs is a BYOB. Each member supplies his own. Once it gets behind the bar, we have a bartender. His name is Nick. He's real good at it. Making sure that, our glasses stay, I don't want to say full because they, you don't actually fill them, but, make sure I got a pour, I got something to drink. Right now I'm upstairs in the, so we have an upstairs lounge, which is kind of more this is the quiet part of the lounge. Downstairs can get real loud and rowdy. Up here it's a little bit more tame, a little quieter. It's good looking ash on that. I keep tapping.
It just fell off. So. I just lost mine.
So another unique thing about this is there's a door behind me, and we have a rooftop deck that we can go out when in the summertime where the weather's nice. Now in the wintertime we don't get as cold as we did in South Dakota. and you can still go up and smoke if you want to, but when it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 degrees, it's not really. You don't want to sit up there for too long.
This one has a pretty healthy band without the second band that I just took off there. So
Yeah.
definitely quite a bit here. So I'll do a review on this cigar so far. I've not had a My Father's, even though it's a very popular brand. I figured I'd give it a spin. It's actually pretty good. I like them a little bit more of the stronger side. I guess that's Maduro, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a really good cigar. So just trying to keep it lit and talk at the same time has always been a challenge. So
Yeah, same here. But fortunately, I didn't travel by plane, so I have my own torch here.
yeah, I wish I had mine. I used to travel with one that Dollar General, I think it's called. They have a single torch or single burner torch that for $5. So it usually has enough butane in it from the store to get you a few lights, maybe get through it one cigar. So I buy those. I got them in my bag for a while, and then eventually TSA caught it and took it. So I'd always carry one in my shaving kit and one in my laptop bag, and then they caught the one in the laptop bag. And I decided, well, worst case, I can find a cigar lounge or just use a big lighter with a long stem on it.
Yeah.
And it tends to work. Doesn't work in wind, but it works fair enough, Sheriff, tomorrow, reason why I'm here is I support all state and local government here in Nevada, and they're having a day of gratitude for veterans tomorrow, and it goes from 12 to 4. I'm not exactly sure what it's all about. I'll film some and I'll throw it into this podcast. But Big and Rich is in concert for free. It's part of the thing. It's in Allegiant Stadium, which is a really great venue if you haven't never been. It's where the Raiders play. I've seen college football there, but not the Raiders, so really nice. And then last night, I went to a watch party. I've never done a watch party for the Vegas Golden Knights because I don't have a West Coast team since the Coyotes left Arizona. So the Golden Knights are my team now because all my customers are big Golden Knights fans, and they're a heck of a team. So they did lose last night in overtime, but I went to the watch party. It was crazy busy. It was full. It was just like a hockey game without the ice being used. So big screens up and everything. So
my dad was a factory worker, and if I hadn't joined the military, I'd probably been in the factory right next to him. Well, my dad made hardwood furniture, so he's a woodworker. Made table, nothing upholstered, more Victorian colonial type stuff. And that building, that factory is still there, but it's like a crafts mall now. You make origami paper swans and you're looking for a place to sell them, you can set up a booth or something there.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
that's cool. At least they repurpose that building for something that everybody benefits from. Yeah,
it's a part of the whole historical society thing, and they can't tear it down. So it spent some time as a public storage building. And then when it turned into what it is now, all those little storage units became little storage fronts for artisans and that sort of thing. So haven't been back there in, gosh, I left near 50 years ago now. And,
New Hampshire or Vermont? I forget.
Connecticut. So yeah, don't let the cowboy hat fool you. After the Air Force sent me to San Antonio, when I got out, I stayed there. And you spend more than 40 years in Texas, you pick up a bad habit or two. So that's where the hat came from, and the affinity for horses and all the rest of that.
Yeah, like me, I live in Arizona now, and most my dress shoes are ropers.
Yeah.
I got 3 pairs. I got a brown pair, I got a black dressy pair, and then I've got a rustic-looking, worn-out leather-looking pair. And I wear those. People look at me funny. I'm like, hey, this is the West, man. And I'm living the dream. I love my boots. They make me taller too, Sheriff.
There you go. A little bit taller.
Yeah, today it's 105 here, and so I was supposed to meet with another customer for a happy hour, and they got busy because they're prepping for this Day of Gratitude. So I went over here and decided to hit this cigar lounge, and that's where
Mhm.
we're at. So it's a
Yeah.
nice place. It's a little pricey. I got this Michter's was a 2 ounce right here, and it was
Mhm.
$30. So yeah,
Wow.
well, that's what you get it when you go to a cigar lounge,
Mhm.
like this. So now my home one's like yours. You bring your own,
Yeah.
and in Arizona they have a bring your own bottle license, I think it's called, and
Yeah.
it's $50 a year. So for them to pay for.
Mhm. So, and then plus on top of that, you're in Caesar's Palace, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so Las Vegas Caesar's Palace, you're gonna expect to pay a buck or two more.
Oh yeah,
So,
there's not a cigar in that room that's under $30. There's in at my other cigar lounge in Phoenix,
mhm.
where Bartan runs at Ambassador Cigars, and it's $18. And
Yeah.
here it's 35 or $40, I think it
Mhm.
was. But you're paying for a premium.
Mhm.
I mean, this real estate here is not cheap. Number one, number two, you
Mhm.
are in Vegas, so they expect everybody's on vacation here. I'm here for work, but everybody's on vacation, so
Yeah. But the biggest obstacle and what drives prices up here are the state taxes. You know,
yeah.
I want, I
What do you
want,
guys
I
pay for
want to.
taxes on?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What do you pay for taxes on cigars?
Don't quote me. I want to say it's 56%. So yeah,
That's in
56%
56.
tax. And the fun
Wow.
thing, the really fun thing about it is, Colorado's famous for, you can marijuana's legal up here. So you can go to a dispensary and buy that, and the tax on marijuana here is only like 22% or 23% or something like that.
That's a weird thing, huh?
It is.
Basically, it's a sin tax. Is alcohol tax like that too? Pretty high.
Yes, I think alcohol tax, vehicle owners taxes, that's something else too. Um, when we first started looking to move up here, we were real excited about how low the property taxes were. But
Yeah,
I tell you, the county and the state, they get it. They get it in other ways. So,
that's how Arizona is. The
mhm.
property tax is low, but the vehicle licensing tax is very much like it's a luxury tax. So
Yeah,
my wife's Jeep is $600 a year, same year. Then I've got this monster Jeep, and it's $1,500 this year, and it's in its almost third model year. It's a 2024. 2027's come out in August, and it's still going to cost me that much money. So quite a bit.
my I got a 2024 GMC, and I just the other day got the renewal notice for it, and the owner's tax on it is $1,080.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yours is a little lower than ours,
Mhm.
but we pay nothing. I mean, we pay maybe $2,200 a year for property
Mhm.
tax where I'm at. So
Yeah. We used to go to Vegas a lot, a couple times a year, but that kind of changed, and I actually haven't been back to Vegas since 2004. Wife's
yeah,
gone a couple of times, but yeah, uh, I just kind of fell out of that. Now, if I want to go about 30 miles southwest of here is the city of Cripple Creek, and their uh, major what's the word I'm looking for? Their major business up there is casinos. They
yeah.
probably have a dozen different. They're not anything comparable to Vegas, but so
Well, very comparable because your wife wins and we don't, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. She'll routinely come home with $1,500, $1,600 cash in her pocket, and I'll get a voucher for like 40 cents.
That's how my week was here.
Mhm.
I'm down about 500, just kind of playing and just nothing hits here. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it don't. But your wife and my wife are definitely both lucky when it
Yeah,
comes to gambling. So
yeah. She
um,
she she gets it all from. It's rubbed off on her mom because her mom was phenomenally successful at
what was
casinos
that?
in Vegas.
What was that story about a paper bag full of money?
Yeah, so the number changes as time goes on. Um, but that woman, she walked through TSA, got on a plane, flew back home from Vegas with a brown paper, something you get at a grocery store. Just a simple brown paper bag. Um, I remember it being $90,000 worth of cash. My wife
Wow,
seems to think it was somewhere between 110 and 120. So
that's
yeah,
crazy.
she phenomenal luck on slot machines. That's all she ever played. But she was
Wow,
playing $100 slots, $50 slots. You know, every time you push that spin button, that was $300, man. So
wow. That gives
yeah,
that's where it becomes work versus fun for me. 'Cause I don't make that kind of money, but
oh,
I
same
do
here.
like to I do like to gamble. I'll do like $5 to $7, a spin. It
Hmm.
just depends.
Yeah,
Out this week the machines have not been nice. So I'm a Jeep guy like you. You have a Jeep. I'm on Jeep number 8. I still have 3. Why I don't know, but I do.
hmm.
So
I just got it's my third, but I just got the one 2005. So
yeah,
and
I have a 2006.
it's sitting out in the parking lot right now.
Oh, you drove it down, huh?
Yeah, yeah. The fun thing about it, as I've been watching the weather here for the last couple of days, and every weather report I saw said there was no chance of rain for at least 10 days. So I took the top off, took the doors off, went back inside the house, come out about an hour later, it's raining. So I drove
So
down here in the rain, and it's not raining right now, but
you cover
so
up your hat with something so you protect it.
cover up my what?
Your hat when you're
No,
driving.
no.
No.
I will admit I changed to a baseball cap because this is kind of hard to keep on my head driving with no top on the Jeep.
Yeah,
But
very true.
no, this hat you really can't see it, man. This particular hat's 15 years old.
Wow, it's held
So
up nice.
I got it in 2010, and it's my everyday work hat. I mean, there's a nasty old sweat stain that you can't see, and this is the hat when I'm working. Like last 2 days, I've been mowing down fields with the tractor. So out on the tractor, I wear it here at the cigar lounge because cigar lounge you pick up that odor, and I also wear it when I'm working with the horses.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
yeah,
I sent you that link to the hat hanger for the
yep, yep,
back of the seat. I don't know if you like that, saw that or not, but I'm like, oh, that would be perfect for Kevin. You know,
yep. And
since
and
you're
that
too
would
tall to
work out.
wear one driving.
It would work out really good, but the truck's got a sunroof in it, and those don't work with. You got to have a regular
Oh,
ceiling up there.
oh,
So
gotcha, gotcha.
I had
So,
one
yeah,
for a little while that mounted to the back of um, my the passenger seat. So as you're sitting there driving, I could take it off and just kind of hang it on the back. But it's just as easy to take it off and just put it on the back seat for now until I
yeah,
get one
awesome.
going. So
Yeah,
cheaper
awesome.
that way too.
I think I have about 3 cowboy hats. I've got a Stetson. They call it a crushable. It's kind of felt.
Hmm.
It's not really a cowboy hat, more it is more of a hippie hat, but I
Hmm.
kind of like it wearing camping. I got to go get to my camper and get it, and
Hmm.
been wanting to do that. Literally drive by the place all the time. I just never go in there. Need to
Hmm.
bring that camper home and wash it to get those hats out so I can start wearing them.
Yeah.
I have about 400 of these. Most of them are either Lions or Tigers.
Hmm.
I got a few Diamondbacks, a few Cardinals, but mainly I'm just a Detroit sports fan through and through. Red Wings, Tigers, and Lions.
Yeah.
So I've been disappointed a lot in my life.
Hey,
Almost not as bad as Cowboy fans. Well,
well,
probably just as
when
bad.
when
So
I was real young, I started following the New York Jets, and I have been disappointed ever since. So,
exactly. My
yeah,
friends call the Lions the lie downs.
yeah. So,
So just kind of going through a little bit more things. Part of being a cop and being an Air Force person is always having weapons with you. So around you your whole life. So kind of grew up with an M16. I went and I bought my first. It was a Rock River M4, basically. It's kind of interesting because our military, our Vietnam era M16s were light barrels, the lightweight barrel, and the M4 is a heavy barrel. So Like this thing weighs twice what my M16 did. Those were so light back then, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah, I remember them being very light. Um, so I have two AR platforms right now, and one is set up. Looks I call it one of my nostalgia weapons because it looks just like the M16 I carried when I was in the Air Force.
So you
The
got the
only
old school.
difference is I've been having trouble. I want to put the triangular hand grips on it, but I haven't been able to find a decent pair. They're usually all busted up, and if you find one that's in really, really good shape, they want an arm and a leg for them. They're not cheap. So I just have
Yeah.
the second generation round forearm, but it's a full 20-inch barrel. It doesn't have a collapsible stock, and looks just like what we carried when we were in the Air Force. My second one looks just like a modern day M4 M5. So
Yeah, I liked our original ones. They were longer. They were how long was the barrel on the old M16 that we had?
20 inches,
20 inches. I think the M4 is probably
eight,
15.
15,
Sorry,
yeah. And
something like that. Yeah.
to stay legal, mine um, has an 18-inch barrel, so it's not much shorter, but it's got the traditional collapsible stock and everything that you would see today's modern security forces carrying. Looks
That's what
just
mine
like it.
has. I got the two-stage trigger. It's actually a pretty nice weapon. As a matter of fact, one of these days I'm gonna drive out there, Kevin. We'll go out and shoot them.
Yep.
Yeah, a little harder to travel with those. I
Mm-hmm.
do travel with a handgun occasionally.
Yep.
Usually my preferred carry is I have a couple. I've got my Sig Sauer Piece 365X, which I love. After I changed out the red dot, there's a red dot that came with it, the Romeo Zero. The battery life was 9 days, supposed to be 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Never turned off. So I went to the Vortex concealed carry red dot, and
Mm-hmm.
that thing is just amazing. Matter of fact, when I get home, I'm going to check it again, make sure the battery's good. My
Yeah.
daily carry in the summer, I carry a 380 auto. I can put it in my front pocket. I'm not 6'7", so I can't put a 365X in my pocket, but I can put a 380 auto bodyguard, the second version, bodyguard 380. Makes a lot of noise. Not sure how effective it is, but you only got to use it once for self-defense. So
Yep.
in the concealed carry training and lessons you learn not being a cop is the law is kind of more against you than for you. So you got to make sure how you use it's appropriate. Otherwise, you could be liable criminally too.
Yeah.
So this little 380 auto, but 4 to 5 feet away is about what the expectation is if you ever have to do that for self-defense. Otherwise, you may have to go to court.
But with me, I retired from law enforcement about 5 years ago, and where I live now, I don't always feel the need to carry, but when I do, I also have a Sig Sauer 365, and I'm big enough to where it's in a little sticky holster,
Yeah.
and I can just stick it in my front pocket, and you don't know what's there. If I'm not carrying that, then again, one of my nostalgia weapons. Um, you remember we used to carry the Smith & Wesson Model 15 Combat Masterpiece, which was a 38 Special.
Yeah,
And
with a
then,
longer barrel, like a 4-inch barrel or
yeah,
4?
just a simple little revolver, 4-inch barrel.
It wasn't a
And
stub.
then,
It was just a little longer, yeah.
yeah, and then we transitioned to the M9, which is that Beretta 9mm, and my what do they call it now? It's a 92 FS. Built in 1991, and I probably carry that as much as I do the little Sig Sauer. It
How hard
all
were those to
depends
break
on
down? I think I
okay.
only shot the Beretta, or the Beretta 9mm. Only shot it a couple times, but I don't remember the breakdown. And like a Glock is super easy. The
Yeah,
365X is super easy. The Beretta was more complicated, wasn't it? The
yeah,
breakdown.
it's more complicated, but it's still relatively simple.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as a Glock, but uh, you know, gosh, when did I think at Ellsworth we were carrying the revolvers when my second duty station was Camp Bullis, and that's when we transitioned to Berettas. So that was probably what I left. I left Ellsworth in spring of '85 and went to Camp Bullis. So I've been carrying that Beretta or a Beretta since '85.
Wow.
And it's just I'm comfortable with it. I know how to shoot it. I know how it functions. But seeing we're talking about difficulty, I've also got quite a selection of old-fashioned 1911s, and that is a difficult weapon to take apart.
It's a beautiful, iconic weapon, though. It's one.
So,
Even though they have the little I guess concealed carry ones too, which are really cool.
They're usually
They got
9
really
millimeters.
fancy with them. Yeah.
So,
So normally a 1911 is 45, wasn't it originally? Yep.
and today, probably 95% of them are still chambered to 45. So I got a few of those, but I don't carry them as much.
Yeah, I remember them being heavy. My commander had a single stack 45 concealed carry. I took 2 shots and I handed it back to him. What's the matter? He says, this one's a little bit more painful because it was right to the bone. Every time you shot it, you felt it in your wrist and your elbow. I'm like, this thing's how often do you shoot this? Because I never shoot. I hate it. I carry it. I don't have to use it once, but it's painful to shoot. Now, the Sig Sauer 365X, that's simple. It's almost like an M16. It's that easy to use. And for the audience listening, put this in the comments. What does AR stand for? And by the way, hint: it's not assault rifle. It's not.
No, it's not. That's a made-up term.
Why it was called, what the real name is. I'll leave that out, and we'll put that in the next podcast.
Yeah.
So
what AR stands for. So
yeah.
And nowadays nobody should be confused with that anymore.
Yeah. And so just to kind of finish up here as we're getting towards the end of our segment here, we want to talk about our favorite bourbons, our favorite military movie, our favorite car that we ever owned or want to own. And I'll start with my favorite bourbon. There are 2. And if I only had 2 to drink my entire life, it would be Eagle Rare or Colonel E.H. Taylor. Those are my 2 go-tos. I have lots of Blandons. It's a good bourbon. I wouldn't say it's a great, but Eagle Rare is just consistent, and it's really tasty. And you just got a 12-year, didn't you?
I just got a 12-year. Just to matter of fact, when we're done here, I'm probably going to go downstairs and we're going to open it up.
Gonna crack it, huh? Awesome.
We're going to crack it.
I need a full review on that on our next call.
Yeah. So with me on bourbons, I've got to concur with you. Probably my favorite's going to be Eagle Rare, but up until recently, it's been real hard to get a hold of up here. It seems like the allotments have changed, and I walked into my local liquor store, little store called Banana Belt. I'll give her her kudos. She had 4 cases of the 10-year and 4 cases of the 12-year. So
wow, yeah, I think the bourbon craze is gone. I still love my bourbon, but I don't chase it like I used to. But there's E.H. Taylor, Colonel Taylor, even at Costco in pallets now, where people would drop everything they did and drive across town, 50 miles across town. Phoenix is big, by the way, just to go get 1 bottle. That's all they lied to get. So it's crazy how easy it is to get now. Eagle Rare is not so easy where I'm at, but it sounds like it's fairly easy where you are, huh?
Yep. Some of the higher quality Wellers is available now. I just picked up a CYPOB or PB, CYPB. First time I've had that, and that's downstairs too. And maybe we'll crack that. We'll see.
Yeah, let me know on that one too. Did you find out how much you finally paid for it?
Yeah. And you'll be shocked because I kind of scared myself. I haven't never seen it before, and I'm talking with the owner, and one of the clerks. I asked her. She hands me this bottle, and I'm thinking, if you go online and look it up, some secondary markets, it's almost $800 a bottle.
Wow.
$200 to $800. So when I asked her how much, she says, "Well, I'm not sure right now." And just then, one of the clerks stopped by, or walked by, and she asked her how much we charging for this bottle, and the clerk said 99. So, well, I heard 99, so I snatched it up. And today's world, nobody wants to give you a paper receipt anymore. They want to email it to you or send it to a text message or something like that. So I bought the bottle and I picked up the Eagle Rare 12 and paid for it and walked out. Just swiped the card and walked out. And then I guess it was the next day. That was Tuesday. So Wednesday, I'm seeing all of these online. They want $4.99 for it or $5.99, and then I kind of freaked myself out a little bit. It's like, okay, did I miss? She said $3.99, and I missed the 3 and only heard the 99.
Yeah.
So I actually had to get online, look at my credit card statement, and she charged me $99 for that bottle.
Wow. You see another bottle of that? Pick me up one. I will.
Yeah.
I will give you $125 for it.
Talking with the owner of the Tooth and Bear Lounge here, he picked up a bottle and they're out.
I would imagine at $99, the thing would fly off the shelves.
Yeah. So
here in Vegas, that one is $4.99.
$4.99. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and I got it for $400 cheaper than that.
That is
got lucky. But
smoking deal.
Yeah. So while I agree with you on the Eagle Rare is the number one, I got to disagree with you a little bit on E.H. Taylor. It's good. I enjoy it, but if I can't get the Eagle Rare, I'm going to look for Weller's, and if I can't get Weller's, then Four Roses. I've really taken a liking to Four Roses. I've got a couple of bottles at the house. When my wife and I do happy hour, that's usually what I'm drinking. So.
Yeah, the Four Roses small batch and single barrel are my favorites
exactly.
of that
Same
brand.
Too. And they're under $50. I think I pay $43 for a bottle here. It's plentiful, and I started on the Four Roses because Weller's and Eagle Rare were so hard to get up here.
And I don't know how it works in Colorado, but in Arizona, Costco always has the small batch and or the single barrel, and sometimes it goes on sale for like $34, which is a smoking deal because I think it usually runs about 50. I think so.
I think right now here at the lounge I got 4 bottles. The Eagle Rare 12. I've got the new Weller's. And I got to think about it. The CYPB.
Yep.
I also have a bottle of 1792 that I haven't cracked open, and
which one of the 1792?
I'm sorry.
Which one of the 1792 do you have?
Oh, I'd have to go down and look at it. I don't remember. I think it's the entry level.
There's small batch, full proof.
No, I don't think it's a full proof. If I had to guess, it's small batch.
It's a black label. It's the standard one. And there's 2 different versions of yellows, and there's a maroon label, I think. I can't remember which is which, but...
No, I'm going to say this is the black label. And then my 4th bottle is surprisingly a bottle of Hibiki.
What is it?
Hibiki.
Oh, yeah, Japanese whiskey. You like that?
Yeah, I really like it. It's a little spendy up here. It'll run you almost $90 a bottle, but it's
you got it for a smoking deal, though, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, the one I got, I think, was a misprint because I got it for $19.99 at Costco, and then when I went back for a second bottle, the price had gone up to $89.99. So I don't know if it was a misprint the first time or somebody just wasn't paying attention. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to, our next episode, we'll have you walk around Tooth and Bear and kind of show it and introduce Jake to everybody. And this one here is not a big place. I think the humidor is almost as big as the bar itself. So I got some video I'll stitch into this, walking through the humidor. I just did a quick kind of video, spanning the room. But this place is hard to find in Caesars. It's nice. It's pricey, but it's nice. Right now they're playing the basketball game on playoffs, but if you knew this headset, I highly recommend it because it's canceling out all that background noise. I mean, I can barely hear you.
Hmm.
These are the what do you call them? The ear. They're not speakers; they're vibration
Yeah.
conductive headsets, I think it's called. And my sales guy turned me on to it, and he's right. You can be in a bar really loud, and nobody knows you're there. So
Yeah.
with me being in the job I'm at, I'm always in a restaurant or in a car or walking or something on calls,
Mhm.
and noise is a big deal. And the AirPods are good, but these are way better. The
Yeah.
battery life's not as good as the AirPods, but I brought both today just in case. The only problem is you got this nerdy boom hanging out, But
Yeah. What the hell, right?
eh, I'm an old guy, so I'm not really worried
Yeah.
about how I look as much as I
Well,
used
see,
to.
and I can't wear any of that because being an older guy, um, I got hearing aids in, so it's real hard to. And plus, something about those earbuds, they've never really stayed in my ear. They keep wanting to fall out. So,
Yeah.
but
So Sheriff, what's your favorite military movie? Full Metal Jacket or
a full metal jacket, I like the first part of it. After they get out of basic training, it just becomes any old war movie.
yeah?
Um, I guess if I'm going to rewatch one, and I have rewatched one again and again, is Patton.
Which
You
one,
know,
Patton?
Patton, yeah.
I'll have to go back
And,
and rewatch. I haven't watched it in years. That's an old one. I haven't watched. George C. Scott, right?
yep, 1970 or 71, something like that. So,
Yeah, he was iconic back then. He played a great Patton. I remember that.
well,
Um,
he actually won the Academy Award for Best Actor for that film, and then refused to accept it.
really, why?
Uh, Something about, if I remember correctly, he didn't like the way the unions were running, the guild, the Screen Actors Guild, and he had a lot of issues with it. So when they
Yeah.
presented him that award, he actually had a representative, if I remember, just a small woman. A small woman. I want to say she was Native American,
Yeah.
but don't quote me on that. And she walked up to receive the award and took everybody by surprise when she said, "Thanks, but no thanks." So, and that came
I
directly from him.
wonder if that's on YouTube. I have to go look and see if that's there. I bet it's probably there.
Yeah.
Him walking away from it. Let's see. Last things before we go, and we got lots to talk about over the next
Hmm.
episodes. But let me
Yeah.
log in here. Unfortunately, for my work, I carry a work phone and a play phone, and so my dream classic cars. I always loved the old '60s, late '60s Chevy 2s,
Hmm.
Novas as they became. I love the Camaros. We built 55, 6, or 7 Chevys growing up. I really like a '67 Chevy 2 SS 327.
Hmm.
My dad's business partner had a black one, lowered, tinted windows with centerline racing wheels on it. That thing was the bomb, and it was super fast. The other one
Hmm.
that we had was the '69 Yanko Camaro. That thing was a riot. Oh my God, that
Hmm.
thing was fast. So, but I'm a Jeep guy now. That long history when I worked with Chrysler. Deborah, who passed away a few years ago, I loved her to death. She's like, "Hey, take the Jeep home for that weekend,"
Hmm.
and I beat that thing like a Humvee. And I fell in love with Jeeps ever since.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable. They're not great on gas. They're
They're
just
not
fun.
fast.
They're not
Yeah.
fast by no means. Well, mine's a little faster, but I have a 392 in mine. But yeah, not fast traditionally. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite car? You love T-Birds.
So yeah, I'm kind of eclectic when it comes to classic cars. My To the core, I'm a Mopar guy. I really like. Up until recently, I bought my first Dodge pickup truck in '87 and owned nothing but Dodges up until 2024 when I was just having so many problems with the local dealership that I switched over to GMC. But as far as classic cars, one of the things I got from my dad growing up was he was a big T-Bird fan. He used to swear by them and then swear at them every time they broke down. So my first classic car was a '64 Thunderbird, and then
Before.
I upgraded that '64 to a '60, and then that 60 got sold, and I bought a 59 convertible, which was a basket case. I had to get rid of it.
Wow.
And then I stumbled onto a 69 Mustang Mach 1, and nice. I really regret selling that car today. That was just an absolute badass car. Sold that and got a 68 Plymouth Roadrunner with a 446 pack, and it was a resto mod. I mean, the 446 pack wasn't available in 68. It didn't really become available until 69. But sold that, and currently I have a 1977 Dodge Warlock, which is Dodge's first and failed attempt to create a muscle truck. They followed up with, everybody knows the Little Red Express, you know, the ones with the smokestacks, and when they came out, that was the fastest production pickup truck ever made. So my Warlock is very similar. It just doesn't have the smokestacks, and so that's what I'm currently playing with right now. In addition,
what motor's in?
It's got a
what motor's in there now? 400.
400.
That's a beefy motor back then.
Yeah.
One thing about Chrysler's I always knew, my friends had Mopars in the late 60s, early 70s before emissions. The ballast resistor. You always had to have a couple in your glove box because those things go. It's single point of failure, but great cars.
I just may have lied to you. When I said my first classic car was that 64 Thunderbird, I completely forgot about when I was at Ellsworth. I picked up for like $250 a beat-up wreck of a 66 Mustang.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had.
What color was that?
It was kind of that silver blue. That is one of the most common colors. I was living in the barracks, 1102. And I bought it, and then a bunch of guys. I've got a lot of photographs of me and Stork. And a couple of the other guys just kind of doing some body work and getting it running. But I tell you what, when it came time, I drove that thing from Ellsworth Air Force Base to San Antonio, Texas. It promptly died. And I never got it rerunning again. I needed reliable transportation. So I sold it to a guy I knew in San Antonio and just bought a car.
Yeah. So, yeah, my oldest car I had was a 72 Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Silver, black vinyl top. It was the Monte Carlo was unique in a sense. It had rear coil springs back then, and that butt would wiggle every time you back it up. The rear end would do this.
So it's kind of coincidental you mention it. When I sold that POS 66 Mustang, the car I bought was a 77 Monte Carlo.
Oh, I like those.
And I bought it off when I was stationed at Camp Bullis. One of the other Air Base ground defense instructors there was PCSing to Europe, and I picked that car up for dirt cheap. So. Oh,
I bet. Absolutely. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, this is our first go at this. We're new to this. This is something that the sheriff, myself, and the colonel have never done before. I played around with some, podcast stuff, YouTube stuff, just for something to do. Free storage, because YouTube, you can store anything up there, and it doesn't cost you a penny. But Dysfunctional Beardos, this is our inaugural kickoff, I guess, for lack of better terms. I can't speak today for some reason, Sheriff. And we hope to talk about military experiences, how the military made us better, cigars, bars, cars, you name it. But I appreciate everybody's time watching us, and hopefully this thing takes off. If it does, we'll start interviewing some folks from some charity organizations that work with veterans that I know. My Cigar Lounge is very connected. They have a Friends of Heroes 501c organization that they do a lot of work with, helping folks recover. Right now, there's a gentleman that has heart failure. He's been homeless. They were able to get him into a hotel. Now they're getting him into a home. I'm working on getting him VA benefits because he got out on a humanitarian after a year, and he didn't qualify for VA benefits, but there's an exception for people that had to get on humanitarian discharge. He had to go out and take care of his mom.
Mhm.
And much like our colonel had to get out and take care of
Right,
his
yeah.
family.
I was just
Um,
thinking the same thing.
yeah, I think the colonel did what 2 or 3 years before he got, I
Yeah.
think, didn't he?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
he still might be eligible, but we've been working with him on it. But it's a little harder because after 30 plus 40 years, to get benefits on something that you had way back when, it's a little hard to justify things like hearing loss and
Hmm.
those kind of things because you've been out so long, and if you weren't getting treatment for it, it's hard to get there.
Hmm.
We'll talk about that too in future episodes. But
Yeah.
hey, I want to conclude this episode. Any lasting remarks, Sheriff, before we go?
No, no, other than if you get a chance to partake in an original Rude Boy, they're highly recommended.
Pull that label up for the screen so everybody can see. It was a little blurry the first time you did it.
So I
I think
really
you.
can't.
What's it called
Very
again?
peppery. I'm sorry.
What's it called again?
So it's a foundation cigar called the Original Rude Boy. It's a
I like
six
it.
by 60. Really good cigar, very peppery. I think if you try it, you'll enjoy it. Up here, I don't know about Vegas, but up here it's a $15 stick.
I'll walk
So
around and see if they have that here. I
yeah,
thought I saw it, but I wasn't sure. But anyway, until our next episode, drink well, smoke well, and be happy. That's the
we'll,
key.
we'll, we'll see you
God bless
next time.
everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye now.